Hello, everybody. Whoever's out there in Valentine's land, right? It is that weekend. It is the Valentine's weekend. No pressure on any guys out there. No pressure. It's all about love. That's right. We are going to talk about that on today's Music is Therapy show today. I think this is kind of a yearly thing. Let's see, did we talk about this subject last year? I'm pretty sure, depending on how close to Valentine's Day the weekend was, right? Hmm. Got to have a little bit of that yellow submarine coffee drink right there. Colombian, very yummy. I'm hoping to see some people in the chat because we did start a little earlier than usual. Look at that. Matt Stewart right in here saying hello. Offbeat bass gear. Right on, dude. Thanks for joining. Some new people to the channel. As you guys all know that since NAM, we broke that 1,000 mark, so we will be giving away a guitar to a subscriber, and we're figuring out how to do this. Not that we shouldn't have figured it out before, but I tend to be slow at the giveaways. Some of you probably know about this. It's really terrible. I'm a one-man operation here doing this on the side for fun, and maybe someday I'll monetize again. I've got plans to do it. And when I did it last year, I figured out that if I'm going to do this, I got to do it better, got to do it right. And so, if you want to PayPal me, that's fine. But I'm not looking to make a killing on this at all. You never know, though. With YouTube, it could happen, And I did have a breakout video, which had nothing to do with me. It had everything to do with Rick Beato, who I admire quite a bit. He's a very inspirational figure in the music industry as a producer, creator of music, a professor, teacher, and has a really good course that I did purchase. I have yet to use. I'm one of those people who buys the gym membership and never goes, right? Yeah. My wife joined and she's like, why are you joining too? You're never going to come. And I haven't gone yet, but that's because I'm still getting over the cough is still there a little bit, but it's diminished now. So thankfully, I think, let's see if we can get through the show without a cough. And now here, because I'm thinking about it, anyway, I'm getting verklempt or verkauft. So another sip of the coffee here. I don't know if you know that honey is actually really good with the tea, but it's also good with coffee. If not for a sweetener, it does help with the throat. So it's a little something I added here for the sake of keeping things lubricated in the throat area. Real quick on the mute button, though. You got to be quick on that thing. So we also have Puppy Badass here saying, and this is the guy who asked me to move my show back to what used to be my original 9 o'clock slot way back in the day. It's been a year or more, a couple years or so. How long has Charles been doing his show? So Charles 75N, who is Puppy's friend, what am I saying? Puppy's brother. And Puppy's, that's not really Puppy's name. Do people out there know your real name? Is it okay to say your real name? Okay, obviously, yes. His name is Ed, because Wayne McConnell gave it away right there. So there it is. But I'm sure everyone knows who Puppy is. Whoever gave him the nickname Puppy Badass, that's funny. I love that one. That's just such a funny show name. But he's got a show. He's going to be interviewing someone. You want to tell everyone who you're interviewing, and then we'll shout that out. We got Mad Hatter here of the 77 variety, not the 007, but the 77. Let me guess, born in 77. Right? Yeah. So we do like to have laughter on this show. We do like to talk about all kinds of psych-related stuff, and I'll wait till there are more people in the chat to get into the depths of why does music affect us this way? How is it that it affects us this way? What's going on there? Why do we have this thing where music affects our emotions so strongly? And we've talked about it in the past, when it comes to movie music and whatnot. Advertising and marketing, how they put you in the mood, right, to feel a certain way, right, make you feel happy or scared or whatever, and it can be a manipulative tool, especially in the when it comes to in the case of the heart, How many of you? Come on, be honest. Let's hear this. I want to find out who of you in there have used music to, help get the mood going. Get the mood right with you and your sweetie on a Valentine's, especially on a Valentine's weekend, right? And I actually used it to put myself in the mood yesterday, while I was doing some not kitchen. Why am I saying kitchen? Not bathroom remodeling, but we had our bathroom remodeled, and it took them a week and a half to get it done. Different people coming and going, coming and going. I missed a lot of other work because of it, so that wasn't good. But we had other units in the building I manage have their bathrooms done as well. So it was a big job for the guys doing the work, and but they did a pretty good job. Yeah, a couple little things I would, wish they'd done differently, but other than that, considering it was nothing I chose, it came out pretty good. And we all know our friend Johnny Bean. Who of you in the chat here know Johnny Bean and his fetish for bathrooms? You guys know that? Johnny Bean, man, that guy. I don't know what it is about bathrooms, but he's always got to take you into the bathroom and show you the bathrooms. Not always, but some of the time, because I'm sure it's probably weird for people that someone's walking in with video, shooting a video of a bathroom. But I think usually he does it when he's alone, right? When he goes into personal Starbucks one, and he doesn't show you anything that's happening in the bathroom, mind you. He's just, why did I get on the bathroom thing? Anyway, and Johnny Bean. Oh my God, we have there are some funny moments in time when we're hanging out at like the NAMM show most recently. I haven't seen him really. Have I seen you since the NAMM show, dude? I think I didn't I must have. I don't know, man. We got to get together again. Anyway, it's been a while, so everyone's saying hi to each other. You guys all know your real names. Like somebody here, Puppy's calling somebody Malachi, so somebody's name is Malachi. Yeah, hell effing yeah, it says Matt Hatter. Matt Hatter, my buddy, what's up? I've always used music to get in the mood to with the fiance. Yeah. What was your guys' love song? You guys have a love song? So I thought that would be one of the things to ask in the chat here, right? What's your favorite love song? Is there like a love song that you guys have? What's up, Black Jack Guitar and Glenn Michael Thompson? Hey, what's up? Yeah, during the toilet talk. Sorry about that. I should have left that. Where's that button? I have a button for that somewhere here. Should have left that one alone, right? There, we do have these silly. This is something that, again, from the Johnny Bean show, kind of got transferred over to my show because it's just silly. It's fun. It's not like everyone has those professional ones, and the bad thing about these is that they use batteries, and so but we don't use them a lot, and I don't go through a lot of batteries. I maybe change them once or twice a year, maybe, but that still adds up to a lot of waste. If we were just using the online kind of sounds, then we wouldn't be wasting the batteries. But these things are kind of funny. Do you think they're funny, or do you not like them? Tell me in the comments after the show. Tell me, hate or love the sound boxes. I've got several. I got another one over here. This is recently I got this Christmas one I found online, or no, I found it at Barnes and Noble. Yeah. Right. I don't know what's Christmassy about that. This is funny. Anyway, so these things are kind of funny. I don't know why it has like walking in the snow, like footprints. I guess that's the sound of walking in the snow. I don't know how well you hear those. I usually cover the microphone a little bit because I think I should open it up and put a little piece of foam over the holes here because it's harsh sounding. It doesn't sound nice. So I kind of muffle it a little bit on purpose. There's a package unwrapping sound. And I muffle it. Wow, look what I got, Mom. Thanks, Mom and Dad. And then this one is supposed to be the sound of snowflakes. Anyway, all right, I gotta hit the cough button again. Jeez, it's almost gone. So yeah, put in the chat who you are having on the show, Laz. No one today. No one on the show. Anyone want to join the show? Yeah. Oh, I should put on the chat who you're having on the show. Who are you having on the show? I'd have to go look on my phone. Hold on. Where is my phone? Uh-oh. Where did I leave my phone? Oh, no. Oh, there it is. Okay. And then we'll start talking about the reason why we all came. Just talk about love and music and the connection. That's right. All right. Let's see what Puppy Badass has going on in his show. Well, why don't let me see. I just have to put puppy and it'll pop up. Puppy will pop up. Pup, no, not poop. Pup. Oh my god. I got to do it the right way, otherwise it's gonna get all kinds of dog puppy things. So this is what happens if you're trying to find puppy. There he is. All right, there he is. All right, who's on your show today? Today's special guest is. Oh, come on. Why don't open the thing? Okay, more. Okay, there we go. Guitar Journey's special guest, Casey Fro. String pickers. Oh, okay, cool, man. So string pickers, Casey Fro. Do you have a fro, man? Yeah, like a big fro. Dude, you must have gotten that all through high school, right? I know, I'm bad. I'm terrible. All right. Bad dad jokes. All right, everyone's saying hi to everybody. All right, put in the chat. Post it in the chat, Laz. Okay, let me post it in the chat. Here we go. I choose that. Okay. Casey. Oh, you know what? I'll just share his show. How about that? That would be smart. Duh. All right, so I copied that, and then I got to go back to this. This is what we do. We help each other out in the chats, right? Help each other show. There's me, go to my show. There I am. Better turn that down because it's going to be like blaring. And we go to the chat, and then here it is. There you go, you guys. So save that into your browser or whatever you do when you want to, go to another show. I don't know what what I'm trying to say. Okay, Music Therapy Labs here. Music is therapy show. We're going to talk about this show. We're going to talk about love and music. So, I do my research. I don't know if you guys know. Some of you guys might know. Some of you guys been around for a little while. That I did study psychology. I went back to school in my 40s, right around 2010, like after the '08 crash. I'd gotten divorced in not yet, but I was on the way to divorce. In around '06, I moved back to California from Ohio, where I moved with my ex. And I was so glad to be back in California, I got to tell you, for so many reasons. But, the economy started to slide everywhere and it affected everyone. And so I thought at that time, my job situation too was affected. I thought, maybe a good time to go back to school and study psychology and do something else, do something. I was thinking about doing music therapy or doing music or something as a counselor or whatever. I didn't know for sure what I wanted to do. So I took a night class, Psych 100 class, and read several other over-the-counter books. And then you get the real ones, like in the school, right, where you really get into the depth of stuff, like psychological biology and all this really, really great stuff, learning how your mind works, the brain and the chemicals and everything involved. And so that's part of why I do this show, and that's why I started my channel. The Music is Therapy show is kind of really more about what I wanted this channel to be about, Music Therapy Laz channel, because I wanted to do this music therapy kind of thing, and still trying to figure it out. I never did finish with a PhD or a baccalaureate either in psychology, but I got 2 years in. And then life situations changed to where I could not continue. And, maybe I will at some point. Maybe I'll get an honorary one someday or something like that. But I don't think I'm deserving. I think the people that work hard for those degrees, they should be lauded, as they say, applauded, lauded for putting in the hard work, because it's not easy. You know, it wasn't easy to do those 2 years, and I did it in 3 years' time, not 2 years, because I was doing it part-time, some at nights and some during the day. So I could still finish it and do it at nights, but there's a heavy cost of time and money, of course, involved. And I might still do it, but we'll see. But I do have a lot of knowledge, a lot of life experience that brings to the subject of music and therapy and how it helps us. And I'm good with people, and not everyone has to necessarily be a degreed person to help people, right? I think sometimes just because you have a doctorate in something, that lady, Dr. Laura, who had that TV show, or even a talk show on the radio for a long time, then she started to do like a TV show. She wasn't a doctor in psychology or counseling, though she had a doctorate in something else. So, you don't always, people don't always, just because you have a degree doesn't mean much. But in some cases, it helps. Like this guy who wrote this book, Daniel Levitin, Levitin, a real smart guy, and quite a bit in here. So I brought this book in to talk a little bit about what the love connection could be with music. Let's go right to what he might say in this book about love. LMNOP. So gotta go back a little more. Do you do that? Do you say your alphabet out loud when you're looking for like the letter L? Okay, we got logic, so we gotta go further. Loudness. Oh, there's no love in here. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, love songs. All right, 246 and 267. Let's go to 246. I haven't gotten there in this book yet. 246. All right, so here we go. Let's see what it says about love. Okay. Okay, musical preferences also have a large social component based on our knowledge. This is page 246 of This Is Your Brain on Music by Daniel Levitin, Understanding a Human Obsession, author of The Organized Mind, Sunday Times bestseller, and many people laud this book as really a good one to get an understanding of the psychological and neurological aspects of music and how it affects us, right? So to go on, based on our knowledge of the singer or musician, on our knowledge of what our family and friends like, and knowledge of what the music stands for, historically and particularly evolutionarily, that's a long word, music has been involved with social activities, and love is a social expression. This may explain why the most common form of musical expression, from the Psalms of David to Tin Pan Alley to contemporary music, is the love song, right? And why, for most of us, love songs seem to be among our favorite things. Would you agree? Is love songs your favorite things? All right, let's see what it says over here. So, thank you, Matt Hatter. You rock, dude. Yeah, you went back to uni at 32. Yeah, I've always been a studious person, in the sense that I've always find it a benefit to study, whether you do it from home and in reading books and whatnot. But you can get some really, taking some of these night courses or night classes can be a great way to get educated, be better educated about things. And it definitely helps in life. Yeah, I could. It could possibly happen. Nah, because I said who he was and I'm giving him credit. So there you go. I'm not stealing his info. Yeah, more than likely, bro. Offbeat. Yeah. Okay. Went back in. Okay, Offbeat went back in his 40s. Yeah. Yeah, 700 hours of detention. Yeah, you need to learn. You need to get learned. No, kidding. All right. Yeah, I was that kid in high school too. I had a lot of fun. Yep. And when I went to college, I did get involved socially, but in a positive way. At that age, especially, I joined the student senate because I joined the psychology club, and then I managed and led the psychology club, And it had only gone for about a half a semester prior to me, and I kind of kicked it up a notch. I started this thing called No Stress Zone for Finals Week. Came up with that idea, and we did other things. We'd put, you know, things on the hallways wherever you could like post notes or post something. I'd like 10 top 10 ways to get better grades, and then would tell you 10 tips, top 10 tips of how to get better grades and do better on your test. And they were all of these kind of psych related things, and one of them was listen to your favorite music right before your exam. Put on some headphones. Don't listen to the other people grumbling about, oh, I'm not, are you ready? Did you study? Oh, I don't remember this thing. Do you remember that? Don't get stressed. Bring the stress level down. And music does that. So how does music do this, right? How? We'll get into that. So let's talk about that. We'll talk about the love connection a little bit here. But here's one way that there are neurobiological mechanisms that occur when music is played. You hear them. It's going to create a reaction in you. Just like a loud sound might make you jump and get scared, certain kind of sounds might be pleasant, like little birds tweeting and stuff like that, or crows cawing might be annoying. I found out that the crows cawing all morning long one day was because there was a predator in the area, this orange cat, which happened to tear up a couple of the mourning doves that were nesting in our back patio. And I was like, why is this stupid crow cawing so much this morning? And then I went out there and I saw the feathers and anyway, it was a crime scene. Anyway, but yeah, dopamine is one of those neurochemicals that's released, right? And when you listen to music, it activates certain brain areas involved in what they call the reward system. So you'll have these emotional responses because of the release of dopamine, because of certain kind of musical sounds and music, similar to the pleasure derived from love. All right. So there's that connection where music and love share a similar neurochemical reaction that's occurring in your brain. So when you're in love with somebody, you find somebody attractive, and then you have that feeling, the butterflies or whatever you want to call it, that feel like, oh, look at that, wow, she's beautiful, or whatever, he's so handsome, or whatever it is, and you want to get with them, you want to get close to them. Something's drawing you in, right? And those are those chemicals that are released, that are part of our primal instinctual behavior, because procreation, survival of the species, right? And this is part of our biological systems that are automatic. You can't control it so easily, right? And that's why people fight over love and all this kind of stuff, right? But then there's also the oxytocin release, right? So when you're in like group settings, especially, right, singing and moving together, like out at a concert or a dance place, and you're dancing around and singing and grooving and whatever, oxytocin's another one of those hormones. It's another chemical that's released, right, that promotes social bonding and trust, essential for romantic love. I didn't make this stuff up. I'm getting this. I Googled, searched it. Take another sip. I'm gonna check that, see if it's something important. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, people are doing their weekend stuff. I'll respond to them later. And so there is the stress reduction type of feeling. So reducing stress kind of makes you feel a little bit more secure, and it'll support these emotional connections that can happen from the cortisol levels. Then you've got, other neural synchronization that occurs. Like there are safety cues, allowing individuals to form deeper connections and attachments around music. When you have a shared musical experience, hey, you like, Steely Dan. I like Steely Dan. I like yacht rock. Oh, what's your favorite Steely Dan song? And then next thing you know, you're hanging out, and you don't know this person at all, but you start talking like you're best friends, because you guys have something in common, like music, right? And we find that a lot online. That's how we've connected with each other a lot online, right? Let me hide that. Now, let's go down here, see if there's any new comments. YouTube has been weird lately. Staying school, but not not school's not always for everyone, because sometimes the way subjects are taught is not good. Like, one of the best things about going back to school as an adult is that when you go to these classes, hey, I am paying them to teach me something, and I'm employing them to work for me. So I'm not going to school because I have to be there because my parents, are working, and so they stick me in school, well, to learn, but partly it's like a babysitting thing. And some schools are not very good at teaching. Some teachers are not good at teaching, and they're sometimes just regurgitating every semester or every class or whatever the same thing. And I remember there was this one professor who taught language at the same college, and he was terrible. And he would complain about the students not being good in the class. And I'm like, bro, maybe it's you. I took I dropped that class, and I took one at a different college. I had to do Spanish, and I had to get Spanish credit for the degree, because I got my 2-year degree in transferable in psychology and also social science. But I got my degree, but I had to take a language class, even though music could be considered a language, and I'd already taken those classes. I took Spanish also because my wife is from Peru, and I wanted to learn a little Spanish. And he was terrible. And he used this online system that was terrible, and we didn't speak Spanish in the class like it should be. It should be an immersive thing. And he was the head of the department, so I don't know what happened with that guy, but sorry, dude, you weren't that good. That's just what I'm saying. But anyway, the bottom line is that the immersion of being in it, like in that class, why did I even talk about the Spanish thing? Anyway, I digress. This is what'll happen. I'll go on a tangent. I forget why did I even bring that up? It was probably a comment. But my wife's from Peru. I learned Spanish a little bit more because of that. And this guy, he was a terrible teacher. Okay, the educational system, he thought he was great, but just because he was the head of the department didn't make him good at what he did at anything. So not everyone, will get as much out of in a classroom setting what they can sometimes in some other setting, right? And that's what's great about YouTube and the online stuff. So then there's the other part of the psychological and emotional aspects and emotional regulation, where music is used for that. So we use music in music therapy, obviously, for regulation of emotions and enhancing well-being and providing a shared experience that can strengthen the relationships, right? This is something that's really helping people that have Alzheimer's and dementia and their families, when those people are losing, their memories. And music therapy is connecting them and bringing them together and helping them with shared experiences, strengthen relationships that are falling apart because of that, and trust is a big part of that. So then there's this other aspect of music and love and that emotional connection, right, is memory. So here we are talking about the Alzheimer's and dementia patients, right? The hippocampus and the amygdala, the amygdala, are heavily involved in how music triggers emotional responses to memories, often linking special songs to loving, nostalgic feelings, right? So that's why I asked you guys, like, what's your favorite love song? Do you guys have a favorite love song? Yeah. Yeah, if you want to talk to the Mamacitas, right? Ian. Yeah, it doesn't hurt, man. If you know another language, je m'appelle Laszlo Lengyel. I know a little bit of French. Learned in 6th grade. ¿Qué pasa? Right? Bien, gracias. ¿Y tú? Muy bien. Mi cafecito es muy, how do you say, caliente. Nice and hot. I like it like that. All right. We won't get into, okay. Don't even say it. How do you like your coffee? If you've not seen the movie Airplane, you have to see that movie. There's a scene in there. she approached me and started to flirt around me, and then it kept happening throughout the weeks ahead, and we ended up getting together. There, see, that's how it happens. And met a girlfriend in high school during, what was it? During what? Study hall. She was instantly attracted to me because I was sticking to myself, listening to music while studying. See, there you go. And you guys probably connected through music because you guys might have had similar musical tastes, right? So that's one way, right? So there is this social bonding aspect of music. You know, it serves as a social tool, bringing us together, right? When you get everyone in the church singing the hymn, or you get everyone in the on the field in battle singing the song that's going to get them going, or some kind of a mantra, you know, you sing your alphabet song to remember the alphabet. So all these things that help with memory, but help with connection, like connecting a group together. You might create your own, you know, like mantra or song or whatever, you know, like when you're in a platoon, you might have your own platoon song when you're running, you know, I don't know what Sarge was saying or whatever, you know, and then they can make some jokes about the Sarge, or you know, what's it like to be in the Navy or the Army or whatever, you know, in the Navy. There's that song, right, by YMCA. All right, talk about love connection. All right, so we got social bonding through music, right? Romantic pairing, right? But also with families, communities, and groups, right? So some key takeaways. We've got the shared experience of music, right? It synchronizes our bodies and our emotions and strengthens attachment and belonging. Neurochemicals that are released, both love and music activate similar neurochemical pathways, dopamine and oxytocin, just two. There are many more to foster a connection, right? While love is often specific to pair bonding, music facilitates broader social, emotional bonds and well-being. There you go. So that's the science, some of the science there, right? And, you know, because music will, through these shared experiences, such as singing or, you know, even the mosh pitting together at a heavy metal concert, right? It activates, you know, those people aren't trying to hurt each other. They're having fun. It's kind of like a wrestling, you know, on a dance floor. It's interesting. It's like sparring in taekwondo or karate or whatever, you know, and you know, like playing the game of football or something like that. You know, it's having music really helps, you know, motivate you and helps get you going. You know, sometimes you feel down and then the music gets you up, you know. So there are certain regions in the brain associated with pleasure and memory and emotion that music activates. So music and love, there are shared connections that are occurring in the brain, and obviously how it affects our emotions a lot, right? So let's get into this. Yeah, adrenaline and running, right? So let me know, what are your guys' favorite song? You guys want me to share what my favorite song well, when we were first dating, my sweetie and I, we like to go out and dance, you know, salsa and all that kind of stuff or whatever. So I've always been a dancer. I've always liked dancing with girls. I even managed a Hungarian folk ensemble and singing group, and musical groups would come and play live, the fiddle and the violin and the viola and some percussion instruments, and even this thing called a cimbalom, which is like it looks like a mini piano, but miniaturized with, you know, and you hit the strings with mallets. Before they had like the keys that would do it. I think that was probably what a piano was before it became a harpsichord and then a piano. And in my home country where my family came from, Hungary, the cimbalom is a very common instrument used in gypsy music and other forms of music. It's a beautiful instrument. They're very heavy and difficult to deal with, but I've always wanted one. If I ever make enough money to have a house where I can put a piano and a cimbalom, that I'd have them near each other for sure. So what's my favorite song? So I have a lot of favorite love song kind of songs that make me think about that. Like I remember that song Michelle, right, by the Beatles. It was a beautiful love song. Michelle, my belle. Bum, 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 bum. I love you, I love you, I love you. Can't really sing. But that guy sure could, right? Anyway, when I first saw my first live music show, it was Beatlemania in a theater, and they did that, and it was amazing. And when I went to the Beatles Love, what do they call that? Oh my god, my brain, my old brain. Uh, what is the acrobatic show with the Beatles at Vegas called Love? Yeah, Cirque du Soleil. Why couldn't I think of that? So in Las Vegas, they had this. They have. I don't know if they're still doing it. Long running. Yeah, it was. Yeah, so it happened. It's gone. A long running Cirque du Soleil show called Beatles Love, and man, I cried 2 or 3 times during that event or show. It was so good, man. It was just amazing, amazing at the Mirage. Yeah, combined Beatles music with aerial circus and dance performances. So I always, my dad and my mom met through the dancing culture, the Hungarian community here in the Bay Area. My dad was always a pretty good dancer, and he loves music. He always had music going. My mom too. They always had music going on. Um, Always in the car, wherever we drove, music was going. My grandmother too. She loved music. She was one of my champions, supporting me musically. With loans or whatever to buy an instrument or something, like a synthesizer or whatever. But yeah, there was always a piano in the house, and I love music. But the connection that you can make with people through music is unique, and it's special. And so obviously to me, music is very important in life. And so I have my favorite songs. That was one that comes to mind. um what's another love song? There's that, "Hey, won't you say another somebody done somebody love" song. Who does that song? And if you feel all right, and or something, "While I miss my baby," something like that. There's like these sad songs that are love songs too, you know? Help you get over, heal the loss of a loved one, or of a love. You break up or whatever. There's all kinds of breakup songs, you know? So there's that song by the J Gals band, right? "Love Stinks." That's another good one. "Love stinks down." Yeah, yeah. From the 80s. That was a great song. So give me some songs, you guys. Yeah, Bread for Love songs. Songs from the group Bread for Love songs. Is that the name of the song? I've heard of the band Bread. That's like old 60s stuff, right? Or 70s? Oh, "The Burning Heart" by Survivor? No, not that one. But there's one of the songs that always reminds me of a past, experience, past lover in my life, is the Duran Duran song. What is it? God, how does it go? God, I haven't listened to it in a long time. I can't even think of the song. Um, Extraordinary World or something like that. Hold on. Duran Duran. Some kind of world song. World song. What is a world song? Ordinary World. All right. Yeah, that was playing in the background. The Ordinary World song. So that was one of those if I in an ordinary world. That song that takes me back. Yeah, my Sweetie and My song that we go dance to was Pitbull. You know that Cuban kind of DJ singer guy, Pitbull. So it was that "I know you want me, you know I want you" song. But then, like my brother John's song for his wife at their wedding was "She's Like the Wind." Who does that song? It's that actor. What's his name? "She's Like the Wind" song by a famous actor who passed away. So sad that he passed away young. Patrick Swayze, yeah, from the Dirty Dancing soundtrack. And so John and Victoria, they like to dance too. They've gone to all kinds of dancing classes and learned how to do all kinds of dance moves and stuff. But yeah, he passed away in 2009 at 57. Terrible pancreatic cancer. Dang. Anyway, but Patrick Swayze, man, he wrote that song. She's like the wind, do do do. You know that song. All right, don't make me sing. Oh my God, Johnny Bean's here. Do you have a love song, Johnny Bean? What's your favorite love song for your sweetie? I would do anything. Oh, okay. I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. Right? That's a good song. One of my other favorite songs that I like, it's like a sexy slow dance song, is the Woman in Red. Who does that song? Woman in Red song. Who does that one? Chris de Burgh. Yeah, the lady in red, right? She's dancing with me, cheek to cheek. That's a great song. Oh, that's Meatloaf. Okay, what is the song? Yeah, I thought that was Meatloaf. I won't do that. What's the bread song? Johnny, let's see. What is Johnny's got a chicken bone for his favorite song. Oh my God, whenever Johnny shows up, things get derailed. Package, a box of chicken legs. Okay, Lady in Red, yeah. Don't Pay the Ferryman. All right, I have to look that one up. See, I'm gonna have to. These are new songs to me. I have to learn these things. And then there is what is the other song? The song that's kind of like a love song, kind of about, you know. Oh my God. Okay, hold on. Eric Clapton, love song. Loves Eric Clapton love song. Yeah, Wonderful Tonight. I love that song. Yeah, that's a great song. And then there's a Billy Joel one too that I really like. Billy Joel love songs. Let's see. Yeah, Just the Way You Are. That is such a great song. I love you just the way you are. On the keyboard, right? And then there's She's Always a Woman to Me. That one is so good too. All the lyrics in that about, you know, like the things that you love and hate about a woman, you know, but you love them. It's a wonderful song. And there was that one that when he fell in love with and was getting together with Christy Brinkley, you know. That's another love song of his, right? But yeah, a lot of great love songs. And then there's like Bryan Adams, of course, you know. Anything everything I do for you, or whatever it is, right? Everything I Do, song by Bryan Adams. That's another one. Yeah, Everything I Do. Yeah, I actually learned the lyrics to that and learned the guitar to that on the acoustic and sang that for my sweetie for her 50th birthday. And I wanted to do it in front of the crowd at her big party in Peru, but there was too much madness going on. So I sang it to her the next day in front of her family. And that was cool. And I'm not a very good singer, but I pulled it off. Yeah. Yeah, that's a great song. So Time from Chicago. There we go. It's a good one. David Gates, Tis a Professional. I don't know that one. C'est la vie. I'm saying that right? I don't know that much French, dude. Well, I got a cough again. Woman by Sean Phillips is an incredible piece of music. Check it out. All right. And what about American Woman? That's another one. All right. David Gates is from Tulsa. Lady in Red, right? Yeah. Don't Pay the Ferryman. That's a love song. See, I gotta learn. I gotta learn some more about some of these songs here. Do you still have your flu? Well, I've gotten over the flu, but I'm still have the cough, and I looked it up, and I even talked to my doctor. I talked to the nurse hotline. They said, "Yeah, the cough will go away." Just have some tea, and whenever I talk a lot, and then actually coffee with milk doesn't help because the milk it's kind of mucusy. Doesn't really help. She was waiting at the station in the Torino, and I love you, baby, but it's getting too heavy to laugh. AKA Women by Sean Phillips. Okay, I gotta look some of this stuff up, man. Right on. Tainted Love. There you go, dude. I played that on the piano one time in a bar and had the whole crowd just going, Tainted Love. Whoa. So funny. It was funny as hell. Yeah, Your Song by Elton John, right? This is your song. Yeah, that he rededicated to Princess Diana, right? Didn't he? Oh, that was the other one. I think, was it that one? Oh, My Heart Will Go On by in Titanic, right? I played that on the piano. Everyone loves Toto. That's right. Man, the talking really gets me. Radar Love. That's a good one. But Radar Love. Saigon Kick. Love is on the way. Whoa. Yeah, love will keep us together. Oh, Holly. I love Holly's interjections. Like this love will keep us together. Yeah, that's a great song. Right? Yeah. Yeah, they go to I wish I could read French. Yeah. Sunday morning. How does it go? Sunday monkey won't très bien ensemble. Très bien ensemble. I love you, I love you, I love you. Right? Okay, let's get that all the way back to the bottom of the chat here. Midnight Rendezvous by the Baby. All right, I gotta look that one up. Hold on. This might get us striked. Midnight Rendezvous by the Baby. Oh my god, the picture on the video of their drum set is funny. Okay, why is sound off? Oh, it's going to my Bluetooth device. That's why. Okay, let's turn that off. All right, let's try that again. Okay, that lick alone might get us in trouble, but I'm going to play it in the background really low. Can you guys even hear that? The babies. I don't know if you can hear that. There's that song by, I don't know why it popped into my mind, but it's another 80s song. Remember the song by Rod Stewart, Passion? Everybody got passion. Yeah, man, the babies. Yeah, you can Google. Yeah, Google it, man. We can Google Captain and Tennille. That's right. Midnight Rendezvous. Holly. All right. That's another one we'll have to look up. Oh, that was Candle in the Wind. That's right. Thank you, Holly. That's right. Guns N' Roses, I Used to Love Her, right? Another song. No, that's just another song by Krista Berg. Don't Pay the Ferry. Oh, okay. Oh, Love Me. Okay, here we go in old school now. I was looking that one up earlier. Love Me Tender, right? Brought My Late Wife and I Together by Elvis, right? Very cool. Someone do so bad. Have you ever needed someone so bad, right? Yeah. All right, Holly's saying, who thinks Laz needs to see a doctor? No, I'm fine, Holly. Like I said, it's when I'm talking a lot, and I'm talking a lot right now, and it's just it's not a heavy, it's a mild cough. I don't want the antibody, antibacterial, anti blah 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 stuff. I'll survive this. I don't need to, and I'm not contagious, so I'm not worried about it. Yeah. It's funny how I think we've gotten so used to taking drugs for stuff, you know. Our body does the trick. You just gotta rest and not do the things that hurt you. Yeah. But if you talk for a living, you might need to get medication, right? Yeah, whatever happened to the babies? We can find. Let's ask Google. Let's see what Google has to say. Whatever happened to the band The Babies? They probably had kids and stuff. The 70s rock band The Babies disbanded in 81 following John Waite's desire for a solo career. And I saw John Waite actually open up for disco. Where's she? Pat Benatar with her husband Spider, as she calls him. Right? This is a cool book. I got this signed. That's her signature. Crazy, right? Pat Benatar with Patsy Bale Cox in the helping writing of this. Between a Heart and a Rock Place, a memoir. The sexy ferocity that fueled Benatar's early performances is captured in Between a Heart and a Rock Place, says New York Times. Benatar remains a force to be reckoned with, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, she does. She's amazing. And she does mention here that it was music that got her together with her love of her life. Spider and I hit it off right away. Musically, we just clicked. See, music. We knew exactly, or he knew exactly what kind of guitar sound. And when she's talking about Spider, she's talking about Neil Giraldo, the guitar player, right? He knew exactly what kind of guitar sound I was looking for, but it wasn't until after we recorded In the Heat of the Night that we became romantically involved. Yeah, and they got married and had kids and living happily ever after, right? Now he's writing a memoir as well, and I'm waiting for that one to come out. He does have a pretty good Kentucky bourbon that's called 3-Chord Bourbon, if you want to get some tasty bourbon from a rock and roller. And I bought some at that show I saw him at with Tom Waite opening up. And great song. Another one from them, Promises in the Dark. In the music video where this was taken, we rented out a soundstage in North Hollywood and taped a performance with fan club members, contest winners, family, and friends, all in the audience. Cool stuff, right? Yeah. Yeah, she's quite a singer and quite a you know, in the 80s, man, it was like she was the thing, right? Even in that movie, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, there were like several Pat Benatar groupie types. Anyway, we're getting long in the tooth here. We're almost an hour in. Our friend Puppy Badass is very soon going to be doing a show, so we're going to want to cut this at 10, which is a minute away. So let's go ahead and say thank you for, I'm going to go back to my show, and that way I can post his link. Everyone go over there. Everybody go over there. Okay, where's Laz? Where's Music Therapy Laz? There he is. All right, let's go into my show here. Oops, turn that off. By the way, I don't know if you notice in the background, I got flowers. Kind of in the mood, right? Look, that's an orchid right there. I took it from outside to bring it in. Got a little bit mood, enhancing for the show. Let me go ahead and post his link again. Darcy Blows. All right, everyone go over there and Laz raid it. So go put this in there. Laz raid. Music Therapy Laz raid. You can say Music Therapy Laz raid into his show. Here it is again. And he's going to have a guest on. Go check that out. Poison. Every rose has a thorn, right? That's a good one. Every rose has its thorn. For me, that's like major like hair metal cheese at that point. But it's a good one, Yeah. Jonathan Cain, okay, of Journey, yeah. Keyboard player, right? Yeah. Oh, he was, wait a minute, for the Babies of Journey. Okay, so that's where he came from. I didn't know that. Dude, that guy's amazing. Yeah. There's that song, That's another good love song. Journey's written several. I actually was dating someone named Sherry at the time when that song came out. Got ribbed quite a bit for that, but it was worth it. She was amazing. Sherry, I hope you're doing well out there. Anyway, high school sweetheart. Anyway, what was I talking about? The keyboard's journey. Oh, there's that God, what is that song called? Open Arms, right? Yeah, Open Arms. That's a good song. Baby Got Back by Sir Mix-a-Lot. Baby's got, I Like Big Butts. It's another one. Adele. Okay, there we go. Adele, Someone Like You, right? That's a great song. I was one of the songs that popped up in the list of love songs I was listening to yesterday. I was in the love song mood, obviously. Yeah, love can build love, right? This is love. Is it love that I'm feeling right by Whitesnake? Yeah, there's all kinds of love songs, right? Well, thank you very much, everyone, for joining. Oh, Faithfully, that's a great song, right? Mon Chéri Amour, yeah, that's a great Mon Chéri Amour, right? Stevie Wonder, hell yeah. And then there's Hit the Road Jack by Ray Charles, right? It's an anti-love song. Excuse me. That's that cough. Yeah. A lot of good songs. All right. Cherry Pie. See, that was when at that point, man, I was like, okay, I'm so done with this kind of music. I can't listen to another cheesy hair metal song ever again. Please stop. And I went to like New Age and got not even New Age. I got into jazz more, and I kind of left the whole. I still listen to some of my favorites, and I go to Satriani shows and stuff like that. I'm not gonna ignore like Van Halen and whatnot, whatever. And there's some great songs by those guys, love songs too, by the way. But yeah, Pound Cake, for example. Just kidding. That's a love song, right? Sometimes She Cries, right? Yeah, a lot of great songs. Every Breath She Takes is not a love song, by the way. It's about a stalker. When it's love, yeah, exactly, right? When it's love, we'll end on that. So everybody, I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Thanks. What I keep saying all weekend, I keep saying Thanksgiving instead of Valentine's. I don't know why Thanksgiving is in my mind. It's probably because I'm hungry, because I haven't had breakfast, and I'm thinking about breakfast and food and Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving. So happy Valentine's weekend. I hope you're enjoying and get to have all 3 days off and are going to enjoy 3 days off with family. You might be stuck in the snow somewhere or going up to the snow. If you're into that, like in California, you can drive to the snow and then drive back out. It's nice. Some people are just stuck in the snow, and I know what that's like. I lived in Colorado and Ohio and stuck in the snow several times. Somebody had 16, yeah, we can show that. I'm 16 and I know it, right? Oh, another moderator handled that. Hey, I'm the main moderator. Okay, we allowed it. Thank you, Holly, or whoever did that. Who was the moderator? Was it Johnny? Who's the moderator in here right now? Who's anyone? I think it's only Johnny. I guess he's still watching. All right, Johnny. I don't know what your favorite love song is, but whatever it is that gets you in the mood, realize that it's not your fault, because your brain and everything's being affected by the chemicals that the music kind of causes to happen, so you can blame it on the chemistry. All right, you guys. Sexy and yeah. What was that? That's a funny song. So, but yeah, there is the Calle Ocho song too. That's that one that Drop It to the Floor by Pitbull. Those are some of the songs that we dance to and get down to. It was a lot of fun. All right, you guys, Matt Hatter, you rock. Everybody rocks. Don't forget Puppy's show. Go here now. I'm going to go there for a second, and then I'm going to say goodbye to my sweetie, because she's going to go have brunch with a friend, and I'm going to do some stuff in here. Isn't that exciting? In the studio. Right on. Until then, until Thursday night. And Johnny, you doing a show today? I don't know. Anyone else got shows going on? go check out your friends' shows. And Dale at the end. Until next time, you guys rock and have a great rest of your weekend. I'm going to end it with this music right here. Dale at the end. Got to always put in Dale at the end. Is this it? Yeah, this is the one.